you guys, it's Kasha. Welcome back to my channel. So you might be wondering why I look like a little no makeup Daria knockoff today. Well, a couple different reasons. We're doing a little bit of a different video today. First of all, it's going to be a get ready with me, but I kind of had this idea to this video all the way last Christmas when my boyfriend got me this awesome Christmas gift. Here it is right here, and this video is going to be a couple different videos in one. It's going to be a what I got from my boyfriend for Christmas last year video. It's going to be a boyfriend buys my makeup kind of video. It's also going to be a drugstore only makeup products get ready with me kind of video. I wanted to do this video last year, but I never got around to it just because I just never did. But it's almost Christmas time again, and I'll go ahead and show you guys what I got from my boyfriend for Christmas. And he did a really good job. Like, I just told him to just get me some stuff, some makeup from the drugstore. He got me like a full face worth of stuff. Like, let me go ahead and just go through what we have here. So we have some like little empties to travel with, little travel set. A lot of this stuff I haven't ever even gotten a chance to use, but one thing I did get a chance to use just because I was excited that he got me this. This is the Nude Rose Gold palette from e.l.f. Looks like that. We got an LA Colors LA Girl contour palette. We have a Wet n Wild Au Naturel eyeshadow palette. We've got this, I'm not sure of the brand. I think some of this stuff was picked up from the dollar store, but this is like a Undiscovered Nudes eyeshadow palette. These look like little shimmery colors. This is something I'm pretty interested in. This is the Rock Nudes palette from Maybelline. I heard that this wasn't really that great, but I still think it looks pretty cool, so hopefully we'll use a little bit of that today. We've got a L'Oreal Infallible liquid eyeliner. I do believe that when I was in high school, this is the one that I used to use. I remember it being okay. Used some sort of Maybelline Infallible eyeliner back then. We have an LA Colors mascara, the Dramatic Volume Mascara. We got a Olay Total Effects Touch of Concealer 7-in-1 Anti-Aging Concealer. And let's take a look at the color. Skin Adaptive Color, so it's supposed to like adapt to your skin color. We'll see how this works. I'm a little skeptical, but that's interesting. Oh, cool. We got a NYX eyeshadow palette. This one's the Love in Florence eyeshadow palette. I've never been to Florence. I'd like to go to Florence sometime. A L'Oreal lip palette. An e.l.f. color correcting palette. I think some of the stuff he doesn't even know what he's buying. Like, I don't know if he knew that this was like color correcting, but so far, like, this is pretty cohesive. I'm pretty interested in some of this stuff. We got a Wet n Wild Mega Last retractable eyeliner. Oh, we got another Wet n Wild liquid eyeliner, or we got another liquid eyeliner, but this one's from Wet n Wild. We got a Wet n Wild lipstick in a beautiful little reddish, pinkish red kind of color. It's called Spotlight Red. I might wear that. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. We've got a whole face palette from the brand Profusion. Let's see what that looks like on the inside. Looks like on the inside, we got some blushes in there. We got some eyeliner. So that's pretty cool. Let's see how that works out. We've got a Revlon eyeshadow palette. This one is the Romanticism Photo Ready eyeshadow palette. We got a little CoverGirl eyeshadow palette. These colors, I don't know if you can see, but they look really pretty. See the like little reflective quality of it? It looks really nice. I think this is the one that I used to wear in high school. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Matte eyeliner. It's like a gel cream formula, so that's pretty cool. One more little baked eyeshadow. I think this looks like a little dollar store item. Just like a black and silver baked eyeshadow. We've got a CoverGirl orange like lip gloss, like that. Looks kind of pretty, but I don't know if I'll use it with the eyeshadows I have. We've got I've actually been pretty interested in trying this foundation. Looks pretty interesting, but this is the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse Foundation. It looks like it might match it might just match, so we'll see how that goes. We even have a couple makeup brushes from Wet n Wild, and these are really soft. And there's even a set of eyelashes, and these are nice. I think I've worn these before. These are like the lengthening Ardell eyelashes. And that is everything that my boyfriend got me for Christmas last year. I don't know about you guys, but I was pretty impressed. I'm just like, this is a pretty like good spread of makeup. Like this is like, there's a couple of things that I actually had heard of before. It wasn't just like some random stuff from the drugstore. There's a couple like the Rock Nudes. I once had my eye on them. I don't know, I also heard it wasn't really that great of a palette, but I'm still excited to play around with it. I feel like I'm pretty good at putting together a makeup look with like hard to work with shadows sometimes, so we'll see how that goes. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to use as much of this stuff as possible to do a like full drugstore look. So as you can see, he pretty much got a little bit of everything. The only thing I think that is missing is primer. We need an eyeshadow primer, and we also need a face primer. We need some eyebrow stuff. We need some, what else do we need? We need some bronzer. I don't know if I'll consider that a bronzer. That looks like some sort of, that's not a bronzer. I'm not gonna consider that a bronzer. So we're gonna need a bronzer, and we're going to need eyelash glue. Oh, we need a setting spray and a setting powder. So we need a setting powder, a setting spray, brow products, and 2 primers. And I think I have drugstore products I can use for all that. So let me go ahead and pick out some things. And we're back. So I was able to collect those products that I needed. I've got 2 drugstore primers I can use. I've got NYX Honeydew primer, or I could use the NYX Angel Veil primer. I have my NYX Pigment primer that I'm going to use as a base. My NYX setting sprays, I've got the dewy and the matte finish here that I could use. And my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer as my bronzer. Oh, I just realized that there's no highlight here too, but I might be able to use an eyeshadow. We'll see how that goes. If I don't use one of these highlights, I'll probably dip into this BH Cosmetics Carly Bible palette, which you can buy at Ulta. And for brows, I'll use one of my NYX eye pencils. So let's get into it. Let's get started on this little chatty get ready with me. Let me take off my Daria glasses here. I'm not sure what I'm exactly gonna do. I guess I'll pull my hair back. No idea what kind of look I'm gonna do. I've got like stuff to do a full face with, so I guess. So I definitely want to kind of use the Rock Nudes palette here. And I'm thinking about maybe dipping into the Au Naturel palette. This NYX Florence palette looks pretty too. And I think the shimmers in this CoverGirl palette looks really nice too. So I'll go ahead and open this girl up. This is really nice. I could do a blue, like all over smoky, like blue all over the lids. It looks like a really nice transition color. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and start with priming the face. Well, let me check on this foundation first. Let's see if it is gonna match me. But first we're gonna prime, and I think the primer that will work better with this foundation is probably the Veil. So I'm gonna put some Angel Veil all over my face. And I'll go ahead and put some primer on my eyes, my little NYX Pigment primer. This is a really good primer. This is like, the NYX Glitter primer is really awesome. But the Pigment primer is even better, because you can kind of use it all over. I like to put a little underneath the eyes too, because I like to put a little eyeshadow there. Now we're primed and ready to go. I think I'll try to do the face first. Go ahead and use my little handy dandy foundation brush that I got from Mikey, my boyfriend. Dip into this little guy. Let's see how this goes. Ooh, this is pretty dark, but I think I might be able to like sheer it out. Or maybe I'll cave and actually dip into another foundation I have. I actually have a NYX color adjuster I could use.
This is very light and fluffy, this foundation. Or I could use my L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation and mix that in.
This is like a little bit pink. This is a strange color on me, actually. It's definitely way too dark. This brush is really nice though. I thought it might be a little bit too soft and a little bit flimsy, but it's working fine. Once you spread this stuff out, it looks kind of pretty. But you know, it doesn't match. Maybe I'll use a little bit more of this in the summertime, see if that matches me a little bit better. Maybe if I shear it out with my Real Techniques sponge here. I don't know, guys. This is a really pretty foundation. I mean, it doesn't match, but we'll figure something out for that. I like already look so much more alive just because I've got like some color on my skin. But let me go find something to make this match me a little bit better. So I'm gonna mix in some of my L'Oreal True Match Lumi to kind of get this foundation to match me a little bit better. It's like a different world. Look at those dots. They're so different. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. You know, when you mix those two together, they look a little bit more like me. True Match Lumi might be one of my favorite drugstore foundations. I keep in my kit the L'Oreal Infallible Matte Foundation. That one's really nice too. Need a tidbit. This stuff has an interesting smell. Need a tidbit more on the forehead here and a little on the neck. But I can see that this is making my color match a little bit more reasonable. Still not perfect, but it will do. What do you think, guys? Should I have maybe left on the dark foundation? I don't know. It kind of looks more like me in my opinion. So that's pretty nice. I think we'll leave that there. This is probably the product I'm about to use that I am most afraid of. And that's this Olay Total Eye Effects Concealer. It's supposed to be like a color changing concealer. I don't know what to expect. Oh, maybe? Should I use a little bit of this color corrector? I don't really have bags or anything like that. What's the pink for? What's the blue for? It looks like NARS packaging, these like e.l.f. packages. Oh, they're powders too. Okay, I thought they might be creams. So I'll use that on top. Nothing's coming off when I swatch it though. Is that normal? The yellow is a little lighter. I might be able to use this as a color corrector, but what is the blue for? Does this have instructions? Create a balanced and radiant looking complexion. The lightweight formula helps even out skin tone and absorb excess oil. Sheer formula brightens and helps neutralize the skin and redness. Directions: blend power over the entire face. Do you mix them all together? I don't know. This might be a setting powder I could use though. But right now we're going in with the concealer. I'll go right onto my under eyes. I like to go right by the nose here too.
Interesting.
So I feel like that brightens and evens out the area a little bit, but I don't know if it's like good enough coverage for me personally. Yeah, I can still see my little veins in my under eye, but it doesn't disrupt my foundation at all, so that's kind of cool. Oh, this is an eye cream with a touch of concealer. Okay, so that's why nothing was working. But I do have a drugstore concealer I can use, so let me go ahead and grab that. So for actual concealer, I'll use my Maybelline Fit Me concealers. I've got the shade 20 and the shade 10 here. I'll probably mix them in. I like to use 20 in the summer, but I'm probably gonna be, yeah. We need a little more lightness than that for sure. So I'll mix in with a little bit of the 10. I don't know, that still doesn't seem like it's gonna be light enough. That actually looks kind of nice. I actually bought these concealers for my kit, but I like never reach for them in the kit because I have sticks, like Tarte Shape Tape concealers. I think, yeah, I actually got 2 more minis, so now I've got like 8 colors to choose from. I've got a couple of MAC concealers, got a couple of Makeup Forever concealers, 1 Kat Von D concealer, 1 Too Faced concealer. I got plenty of like high-end concealers in there. I think I got like 8 HD Makeup Forever concealers. So yeah, skin looking on point, more or less. I'm starting to feel like it's a little hard to look at myself without any eyebrows, so let's go ahead and add some eyebrows. I'm gonna use the NYX concealer or brow pencil in chocolate to do my eyebrows with. You know, I don't tend to do my eyebrows on camera often because I don't really do a ton of like makeup application videos in the first place. Please don't make fun of how I put on my eyebrows, guys. Please. I'm very insecure about it. I haven't really figured out how to do it. But I did recently get my eyebrows threaded, and yeah, having a fresh like brow job, if you will, definitely helps to do your makeup. My neighbors are being very noisy. One time I saw Candy Johnson do a video, and she was doing her eyebrows, and she said that she's gonna give her eyebrows a little brush-a-rooney. Let's give it a little brush-a-rooney. I thought that was hilarious. I have very thin, like nothing, not very bushy hairs, so I usually don't use a brow gel. But I have been liking to use Brow Gal brow gel that I got into a BoxyCharm that one time. That's really nice. It gives my hairs a little bit more of a fuller look, which is really nice. But yeah, guys, this brow pencil is really good. It's kind of a low-key dupe for the Anastasia Brow Wiz. Like, the packaging is exactly the same, the way, just the layout of it is exactly the same, the parameter of it is exactly the same. The only difference I really find between the two is, of all, the colors are not the same. Like, the Anastasia chocolate is a little bit warmer than this chocolate, but also the pencil is a little bit harder. Like, I like the softness of the Anastasia pencil, but this one's a really good dupe. If you're somebody that pumps through brow products on the regular, it might be good for you to have like one of each, just so you're not, because I don't know if you've ever had one of these pencils before, but they go so fast. You just go right through them, especially if you do your brows every day. That will do, I suppose, for the eyebrows. And I'm insecure about how like dead my eyes look, so I'm going to high school mode and I'm gonna, you know, tight line my entire eyeball, because that's what you do. And an ultimate high school feels, as we keep going, I'll go ahead and use this L'Oreal Infallible eyeliner, which I believe is the same goddamn shit that I used to use in high school. So, talk about nostalgia. Warming it up a little bit. Oh, it's very matte. I like that. So I'll go ahead and put it all over in my shit. It's been a while since I've used a drugstore eyeliner. I feel like you need a little bit more precision when it comes to drugstore eyeliners, because I keep like going a little bit too low. Oh my god, it doesn't move. That's okay, we're gonna smoke that out. Oh, it's kind of pretty, a little smoky look right there. I just used a little pencil brush and I smoked that out. That's kind of cool. Maybe I'll leave that. But I just realized I forgot to set my concealer. So let's do that next. Going in with my Tarte to set my concealer. It's actually not moving that much. It's moving a little bit right underneath the eyes there. But I feel like I might need some concealer just in case I have any fallout. It doesn't stick right to my face, you know? We're going with some dark colors today. Maybe. We'll see. So I've been trying to do like a lot of YouTube videos lately, and I have some like lots of ideas for different like makeup videos I'd like to do and travel content videos. You can just tell that this powder has the most flashback. There's a reason I haven't really used this powder that much, because I don't know how I like it. I mostly don't like it. Good thing we're not doing any flash photography today. We might actually for the thumbnail. The year is drawing to a close. Soon it will be 2019, so I think next video I'd like to do is my little like makeup kit and eyeshadow palette collection. And I'm thinking for 2019 I'm gonna go on a big long no buy, because my eyeshadow palette collection is actually quite huge, and I need to just kind of use it, and I think it's pretty complete. Like, I have lots of beautiful colors and I can kind of recreate whatever looks are happening online with the colors I have. So I want to see about doing that. Oh, actually, that powder kind of had a bit of a blurring effect, so that's pretty cool. To be completely honest, I'm like really attracted to this color right here. It's like this like mauve-y, shimmery kind of pearl color. How am I gonna do this? These three colors are so close. These three colors are like so close to each other. Like, I don't know. It's a cool little cool tone palette though. That's pretty interesting what they did there. You know what? Let's swatch them and see which one of them like looks prettier after you swatch it. Okay, so neither one of those is really kind of putting off very much pigment, which is a bummer. You can build it, I guess. You can sort of build it up. Yeah, the shimmery one's building a little bit better. I'm also just kind of interested in seeing the green. The green's kind of pretty. I don't know. Let's see if this CoverGirl one like impresses me a little bit more. I'm kind of interested in that color. A little pinky, smoky one. Oh yes, that's smudging way better. But I don't know about the depth of it. Can you see? That's the latest swatch I just did. I don't know what I want to do, guys. This Revlon one's got some pretty shimmers in it too, though. This looks like a little bit of a Urban Decay smoky dupe. Only a couple matte colors in there. I'm going into the blue. You know, first up I'm gonna use this like taupey color over here to just kind of put over the top part of my lid. But I'd like to also do a couple of videos on like how to become a freelance makeup artist. I feel like that's not like widely talked about on YouTube. And just like how you solicit yourself, what kind of areas you should waste your time on to plug yourself, like which websites really work to get you some work, like such as Yelp or different gig websites like Model Mayhem, what actually works. I think I have quite a bit of advice on that. I have been soliciting work for myself as well as for other artists for a long time, so I feel like I'd be a good person to, you know, use some advice. So I'm dipping into that blue now. And, you know, at cinema makeup school, they said that smoky blue is like best to bring out brown eyes. What do you guys think? You think that's real? I'm starting to get fallout. Oh, girl. Pigment primer is making a big difference to build up the impact of that color. I'd like it to be like shimmerier though. It's like got the tiniest bit of shimmer, but it like reads as a matte shadow when you put it on the eye. But I'm looking pretty punk rock already, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna just do like kind of an all over smoky kind of look.
This is, I feel like this is gonna turn into like a very kind of 90s grunge kind of look. Just cause the quality of these shadows, like, remind me of something that might be common to use in the 90s. Don't mean to throw shade, but you know. I think I might use a little bit of this glitter. Glitter in the crease. Because in the 90s, nobody knew any better. Oh girl, I'm getting so much fallout all over the... I actually brushed away nicely, so that's good. So far so good. Glitter's reading ever so slightly, but not too much. I think I need to get contacts because I have like such a hard time seeing what I'm doing while I'm recording things on camera. We need a crease brush. What color should I put in the crease? I think this like gray taupey color would be nice. Okay, something interesting's happening here. Yeah, this is like a true smoky. You know, I think the definition of what a smoky eye is kind of has gotten lost over the last couple of decades. Like something that's like covered in glitter and shine and shit can now be considered a smoky eye. What is on my face? What is that? But this is like an OG kind of smoky eye look. It's like seriously bringing me back. Also, this winter is gonna be like the 2-year anniversary of me going to cinema makeup school. And I always thought it might be an interesting video for me to talk about my experience with cinema makeup school, because when I finished cinema makeup school, a lot of people were like reaching out to me and asking me what my experience was like and like if I found it useful. And the answer is yes, I found it very useful. But yeah, just the whole story and how my approach to going there. I think a lot of people, when they think about going to cinema makeup school, they think that they need to like do the big $25,000 like complete course. You don't. You can take like this like little smaller courses just to meet the needs that you want to get. Like say you only want to learn how to do beauty makeup. I took just like a beauty makeup class and just like a couple other little essentials like airbrushing and hairstyling and stuff. And I thought that was really, really useful. And I'd like to go back one day and well, you know, you pay an upfront cost, right? And then you can come back and retake those classes and just take just pay like the lab fee. So it's like $50 a class or something like that. So yeah, you have to pay $3,000 to take it the first time. But if you ever want to refresh your skills, it's only like $50. So I think that's a pretty good value too. And I'd like to go down to LA. Sadly, I'm not going to be moving to LA this year, in 2019, at least not in the winter. Maybe next fall. That's my dream. That's what I'd like to do. But right now I can't, but maybe at some point in the winter I'll fly over to LA and retake my hairstyling class just so I can do a little bit more hairstyling this year. I didn't really do so much this year just because, I don't know, I'm kind of insecure about my hairstyling skills. I'll only take on like simpler updos just because that's what I know I can do, and I don't want to like, you know, be a budget hairstylist. I don't have time for that. I'd rather, I don't know, take that class again and maybe be a little bit better at hairstyling and be able to take on more hairstyling clients over this year. And I'd like to retake my makeup class completely just to make me a little bit faster, see if there's any new skills. There was a big focus in that class on kind of timeless makeup, not just Instagram makeup, and I think I've gotten a little bit caught up in the Instagram makeup world over the last year or so, and I'd like to go back to basics and like get into more timeless makeup yet again. You know what I mean? I wonder what would happen if I put some like shimmery something shimmery on that lip. Sadly, that blue does not read that blue. It looks very gray. Dip into this like Au Naturel palette. I'm gonna use this silvery looking thing over here. So that doesn't make it look more blue, but it does give it a touch of dimension. So that's nice. I wonder if I add a little bit of this little guy on top, it will do any kind of like transforming. Yeah, that makes it look a little more shimmery, but also even more gray. You know what? Not a bad look. Looks okay. Moving on. I think I will use a little bit of this Wet n Wild eyeliner to kind of add a little bit of a wing, or just kind of like outline my lashes a little bit, because I do intend on wearing those eyelashes at the end. So we'll see how that goes. I believe that the whole bit I just recorded about the eyeliner didn't even record, but long story short, this eyeliner is pretty good. I was really surprised. Like, it's a bit of a drier formula, so that means it doesn't really like run. It doesn't bleed or anything like that. It just kind of stays where you put it, so that's really nice. And yeah, the brush was a little bit intimidatingly fat, like a little bit fatter than I'm used to, but it worked really nice. And it comes to a really nice point, so rather love that. And then I decided to put a little bit of this shade on my brow bone, and it was way more reflective than I thought it was gonna be. It almost kind of has like a bit of a wet look, so that's pretty cool, pretty cool. I'd like to put some sort of shimmer in a corner highlight somewhere. Maybe I'll use this little Au Naturel guy. I'll mix these two colors together. I'll use a little pencil brush. Kind of an underwhelming, little bit of light. A little bit underwhelming though. I might go back, yeah, I'm probably gonna go back to this little guy, just cause that was nice and reflective. Yeah, she's a little more reflective than the other guy was. I will use this little color correcting guy to brighten up my under eyes ever so slightly.
Which I use? I think I'll use a yellow.
In less than a month, they're gonna be going to China, which I'm pretty like excited about, but also a little bit like freaked out about. Yellow is especially hard to kind of pick up. It reads pretty brightening on camera, I think. Let's go ahead and do some more of the face, and I'm gonna put on my butter bronzer that I love so much. This is like seriously the best drugstore bronzer in the world. And seeing as I've got a cool tone look, this is gonna be fitting because it's a pretty cool toned bronzer. I have no idea what to expect about China. I was actually, recently I had to like get a visa to go to China, and like I've never had to get a visa to go anywhere before. So that was pretty complicated, but everything's fine now. I don't think we have the visa yet because we're going on a tour, so the tour company's like booking everything all together. I need a bigger brush. I paid and they should be getting the thing any day now. Oh, I wonder if they finally emailed me my flight itinerary. They were supposed to email the flight itinerary at some point. You guys, it's gonna be a 15-hour flight. I've never been on such a long flight before in my life, so I'm pretty freaked out. But we'll see. It's probably gonna be fine. My first intercontinental flight was when I was like 3 years old, when I came from Poland to the States, and that felt like it was 15 hours because when you're a kid you just have no perception of time. And the center of my face looks so ghostly, right? It's because my eyes are so darn dark. Maybe I should have just the dark bronzer as is Maybe I shouldn't have mixed in lighter foundation. But in general, I look a little less ghostly now, so that's good, right? Right? Blend it out with my little powder brush. Really nice and soft. It's a nice little brush. Nice, nice. And I think I'll use that face palette. I forgot there were shimmers in this guy too. Oh, not the most amazing looking shimmers I've ever seen though. The first thing I forgot to do is contour with this cool LA Girls contour palette, and this appears to be the most cool toned kind of shade. So let's see how that works out.
Looks okay. And reads on camera way darker. Kinda nice. I accept. Maybe a little on my giant forehead here.
Hey guys, has anybody out there ever been to China? Are you from China? What should I eat? We're going to Beijing and Shanghai. Recommend me some great food, like down in the comments if you are familiar. It doesn't have to be like a specific Beijing or Shanghai restaurant, but just like a cuisine, like what kind of dim sum is the best. Like I've had a lot of dim sum over in Toronto when I went there last. Actual Chinese food, I don't think I've had a ton of real Chinese food, just like that, you know, fake American knockoff stuff, like the, you know, Kung Pao chicken and stuff like that. And like, what's real? What's some real Chinese food that I should try in China? As a seasoned traveler, I understand that eating the local cuisine is the way to go. Because if you try to eat burgers in like India, you might get food poisoning because they don't know how to make that food. They know how to make their own food, however. They just don't know how to make your food. So, take in the full experience of traveling by doing the whole travel thing and eating the local cuisine and trying the food. That's what I like to do. Go ahead and recommend me weird stuff because I love weird food. Now I'm gonna dip into this little blush in this face palette right here. I'll swish it all around. I'll even mix in some of this stuff here. Nice little wash of color, nothing too crazy. Very sheer though, like I'm really kind of digging in here. And I can't really pick up a ton of color. It's great because you can't overdo it. It's very hard to overdo it. It's hard to build up color either, also. So I will go ahead and use my Carly Bybel palette for my highlight, and I think I'll use, a lot of these are dark. I guess I'll use the white, and I'll mix it with this guy here. I don't know what it is about this cheek, guys, but like, I feel like highlighter has a harder time sticking to this cheek. Is there even any highlighter on there right now? Okay, finally. Got a little bit of dimension here. I think I'll put a little bit.
My nose highlight is a little crazy, actually. Blend that out.
But I'm pretty excited to see the Great Wall of China. What else should I make sure to check out in Beijing, Shanghai? Like, what are some known things? I think we're gonna be going to see the Olympic Stadium. That could be cool, but it's not really like a highlight for me. Around this time last year, I went to Trinidad and Tobago, and that was like such a big cultural experience. Like, definitely a way of life I've never been acquainted with before. And I presume the same thing's gonna happen in China. I'm gonna like see how another part of the world lives, and it's gonna be crazy. Try to use a little bit of this. It's my cheek highlight. Who knows though? These colors are really kind of pretty. Nice and glittery. I think I'm gonna put a little bit of this on my eyelids. Oh yeah. Hello. That was nice and glittery. Well, now I've made everything very glittery.
But that's cool. Using this little color right here.
Okay, so now it's kind of like a spark. Okay, guys, so I just had my card fill up and I had to import my footage and I delete some of the footage and so I could finish this video. But in that time, I tried to put on some of this mascara, this LA Colors Volume Mascara, and it's just too dry. I even tried to put a little bit of my Inklot Durline in there to see if that would soften up the formula of this mascara. I don't know if it's naturally this mascara is really this dry or if mine is like too old and it's dry in that way. But I tried to put on my lashes and it's like it's not doing anything. Like it doesn't look like anything's coming off. So I can even show you. And it's like little to no results. So I'm gonna go in with Drugstore mascaras, but before I do that, I just remembered I need to set my face before I try to put on mascara. NYX setting sprays here. I don't use this matte one enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the matte one first.
Very nice.
The thing about matte setting sprays, like I can't tell if I'm putting enough on, because like it doesn't look wet. Just did a little spritz of the dewy. That actually makes my skin really pretty. We got our setting spray on. I'll go in with a little bit of mascara. This is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara.
See the difference? This is an actually good mascara.
Okay, so now I think I'm gonna go ahead and pop on those lashes. Little Ardell Fashion lashes, which I'm probably gonna need to cut. Now I love using Ardell lashes just because they're kind of pretty easy to put on. They're just like very user friendly. I don't know if I'm off screen at all. You can get them really close to the lash line, which is really nice. Very light, which makes them look really natural. Oh, that looks smoky. Yeah, these are the lashes that I like to use in my kit a lot because they're pretty comfortable to wear. So if you're somebody that has never really worn lashes before, which is usually the case for a lot of bridesmaids, they're pretty easy to get used to. Like some of the big flutter lashes, some of the thicker ones are a little bit more crazy, you know how it is. Scissors. So I just cut them because they're a little bit long. Use a lash applicator, but I don't really need to with like these ones because they're pretty foolproof. I mean, not the first time. I know it seems like someone that's never tried to put on lashes for themselves is just like, how do people do this? I remember the first time I tried to put on lashes, I like kind of spent like a good half hour just like being like putting them on, taking them off. I finally like felt like I was doing a good job at putting them on. Sadly, my little inner corner highlight faded away. Maybe I'll add a little more. Smoky! Okay, so now all we need, I think I'm gonna reapply that inner corner highlight because it's like fading away. I think I'll actually use this little Revlon guy. Hell, maybe I'll even use this little sponge tip. Also not the most reflective, but fine, it will do. It will do, pig. That blush faded already a little bit, but that's okay. I'm ready to wrap this up. So now all we need is a lip color. So I have the red lipstick I could wear, the Wet n Wild lipstick. I think it's gonna be a lot for this look. I definitely would like to keep it a little bit more neutral. I don't think the orange lip gloss is gonna work quite well either. I still have this little L'Oreal lip palette, so let's give it a try. Maybe it will impress me. Brush in here. I think this mauve color would be pretty. Or maybe even this like lighter brown color. The brown would be perfect like 90s vibes, so I think we're going with the brown. Oh, it's like a very kind of moisturizing looking formula. I'm using the little lip brush it came with too. This is coming off a little sheer. Very glossy. It's more like a lip gloss palette. That's pretty, but I think we can even go darker. I'm gonna mix in a little bit of this like darker shade. So that's a really pretty color, but I wish it wasn't so glossy. I wish it was like, this is not even a lipstick palette. This is like a lip gloss palette, straight up. But let me try to do this little 90s like matte lipstick trick with a little tissue. You just, so that mattified it ever so slightly. Oh my gosh, look how much came off. But I wonder if I add like some eyeshadow on it, if that would mattify it at all. I gave a little bit more grip. But this is the finished look, guys. Let me take my hair down. What do you think? I'm pretty impressed, actually. I didn't love everything that I used today. Some of this stuff was really just kind of like, yep, dollar store. Dollar store makeup, but I don't know. I think I look pretty. Like, and really kind of brought me back a little bit, like made me think of the 90s, early 2000s a little bit, some of these products. But overall, I think it came together really nicely. Like, I look pretty glam. Oh, hang out with my boyfriend, and I'm gonna let him know that I did a full face of all the stuff that he gave me. Well, I didn't use every single little thing, but I used quite a few things, and almost completely just the stuff that Mikey gave me, and it came together rather nicely. Thanks so much, Mike. Thanks so much for getting me this great drugstore makeup. Again, not everything was great, but hey, look at me. Like, I look good. I look good. Things that I really liked, I really love the eyelashes. I think they actually go perfectly with this look. The contour palette worked out pretty nicely. I really was impressed by this little Dinky CoverGirl eyeshadow palette. Like, those are really reflective, nice shades in there. This one came in pretty handy too. This Revlon palette was pretty. This lip palette is actually quite nice. Like, the colors ended up working out quite nicely. Rock Nudes palette was like, but we made it work. Like, the eyeshadow that I'm wearing is pretty good. I rather kind of like it. I think it looks pretty 90s, pretty grungy, pretty cool. Surprised by this little Wet n Wild felt eyeliner that worked way better than I expected. Like that a lot. This little matte eyeliner staying in place nicely. It's not greasing up or anything like that. The brushes were really nice and soft. The foundation was actually kind of a really nice formula. I rather liked it. The only problem was that it was a little bit dark, but we made it work. We mixed it in with some lighter foundation. Olay concealer was not enough coverage. Oh, that's because it's not really a concealer, it's an eye cream, so interesting to check out during a no makeup day. And yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff here I'm so happy to like play around with more. This mascara was a definite no though, but that's okay. There's plenty of other great mascaras out there in the world. This was a lot of fun, like just, you know, playing around with some drugstore makeup, trying to put together a cool look out of my gifts from my boyfriend. Did I mention these brushes? These brushes were great too. And I'm about to go hang out with my boyfriend. So I hope you guys really like this video, and if you have any ideas, anything you'd like me to go over further, let me know down in the comments what you'd like me to do next. And thanks to you guys for watching this video, watching me unbox my Christmas present and do a my boyfriend picks my makeup tag and I get ready with me and everything. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see me do next down in the comments. Thanks again for hanging out. I hope you had fun. I hope this was fun for you. And I will hang out with you again soon. Bye.